topics, boy, I tell you. Listen, if you have any item you want to put in the hot topics, if anything is happening in your area and you want to get it in our hot topics, we urge you to just send it in to us, tag us, and say hot topics, and we're gonna get it in the hot topics here. All right, Maureen, how you doing? All right, yes, Philippa, how you doing? Everybody, guys, our next guest, she is from Jamaica. And a lot of people say, after I promote this program and I said, we have a guest that's going to talk to us about HIV, the stigma and life, living life in the Caribbean with HIV. Everyone was like, wow, she have to be strong because we know of the stigma that exists already, especially in the Caribbean. But she is here to share her story with us, and we are happy because there's so much we could learn from her story. Guys, I want everybody to give a nice ride-along welcome to our next guest. Her name is Joan, and she is right now in Jamaica. Joan, welcome to the ride. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you, and thank you for having me on your program.
Thank you, Joan. Thank you, Joan. Joan, let me tell you, I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with us here. I think it's important that you build that courage, because, as I said, there's so much stigma and people looking at you funny, and there's still that stigma that exists, especially in the Caribbean. And by you coming here and sharing your story, it's going to help so much people that currently have HIV, but they're just so hushy about it and they're so scared about it. Mm-hmm. But I'm happy that you came on here and you're about to share your story. So, thank you so much for doing that. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Joan.
Well, as you know, my name is Joan Stevens. I'm a mother of 7, 4 girls and 3 boys, and I am currently having HIV now for the past 18 years.
18 years?
18 years. It's just been 18 years since I've been diagnosed.
Mm-hmm.
I used to work at a pharma company, selling biscuit company, but I was made redundant because of my illness, because I became ill so bad that I couldn't even work. So I ended up having to get medical redundancy. And during that period of time, it was very devastating for my family and me as well. Because
yes.
At that time, I didn't even know what was really taking over my body. It was, one is saying it's the virus, some is saying it's not, but with God's grace, I prevail.
Mm-hmm.
And I am glad because a lot of people, when they do get down sick, and to the stage that I was in, they don't recover. But I give him thanks that I am here, that I can share what I've been through, that it can motivate others not to give up and just to hold steadfast,
Right.
Trust in yourself and trust in God. So it's a journey where we all have to take, but it is each one reach one and each one also teach one.
Yeah.
Because regardless of what you are going through in life, you have to always try to be positive.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so let's talk about you contracting and finding out that you have HIV. How did you contract HIV?
I contracted HIV from my husband. I was married, and I was about to go away on this hotel program.
Yeah.
And because of the program, you have to do a medical at that time. So when I did the medical, it was 12 of us.
Hold on 1 second, Joan. Hold on 1 second, Joan. If you could do this for me, the camera is cutting off a piece of your head. If you could just angle it a little better.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, like
all right.
that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
Right.
Ouch. All right.
Right. A little bit better. A little bit better. Are you there?
That one? Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Is it okay now?
It's a little bit better. I guess it's livable. We could live with that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah, Joan. So yes. So
Okay.
go ahead. Tell us. You contracted it from your husband. Tell
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
From my husband. Sorry about that. You can see better now?
Yeah. It's fine now.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, from my husband. He was the one that I got it from. But he has passed on because he developed full-blown AIDS.
Right.
So he's no longer here. But if it wasn't because of the program, I wouldn't have known that I was positive. Because you have to do the medical, and based on the medical, that's when I found out that I was positive. And it was very devastating when I found out, because it's like I was lost. You know, not knowing if I'm coming or going.
Right.
So when I came home and I tell my mom, my parents, that I was positive, she just started to sing, you know. And all she did, if she cried, I don't know, because she just started to sing. And the song that she sang was One Day at a Time, Sweet Jesus.
Yeah.
And that song, you know, becomes my first and my last every day, because with God we need Him just to give us the strength. Each day we take it daily, just little by little as we go along.
Yeah. But here's what I want to find out, Joan. You walking into that clinic, I mean, you had no idea that you had HIV. You had no idea. You didn't feel sick in any way. You had no clue,
No.
right? So the doctor said to you, okay, well, we got to do this test and all of that stuff. When the results came back, when the results came in, how did they tell you? How did they prepare you for it? What was your reaction when you heard that when you heard the news?
To be honest, when I did the medical to go away on the program, they were the first one who called me and handed me a letter. And the letter that they gave to me was for me to take to the Ministry of Health.
Right.
That I did, not knowing what was in that letter. So when I went down there, there was a lady at the front desk, which is the receptionist, you know, and told her that I got this letter to take down here. I don't know who am I supposed to hand it to. She took it, she opened it, and she read it. When she read it, she looked at me very funny. I still didn't know what was in it. So what she did, she stapled it back. And then she said to me, this is not where you're supposed to come. You're supposed to go to the clinic. The clinic? She said, yes, you have to go to the comprehensive clinic. Do you know where it is? I said, no, because I've never been there before. So she directed me, and I tried along. But she said, when I go there, I must ask for a nurse by the name of Nurse Harris.
Right.
And that I did. So I was sent to 114, that's the room that I went. And I said, Nurse Harris, I went down by the Ministry of Health, and they told me to take this letter to you. She said, okay, have a seat. So I sat. And when she opened and started to read, she said, you know why you're here? I said, no, I haven't got no clue. And then she just slid the letter over to me. And that's when I see the big red HIV positive, because it's like they stamp it there.
What?
And yes, that's all, yeah. And when I read it and I saw it, I froze for about a couple of minutes. And all I could say was, well, something has to take us out of this world. If it's not one thing, it's another. That's what I said on that day. I go to clinic, and then when the clinic was over, I had to go home. But all along, during all of that process, it's like reality didn't really hit me yet. So when it was finished, I said, no, man, about this, I really find out. And then I break down and start to cry. So I walked from the clinic, which is a good way, all the way to my bus stop, because my clinic is in Crossroads. So I had to walk home all the way back downtown with tears running down my face, you know, and people asking me, why are you crying? And I didn't even have time to answer anyone because I was so sad, you know.
Yeah, but they didn't offer you no counseling like to prepare you for this, because I'm thinking.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Were you prepared?
Alone.
Were you prepared already for any sort of news like that?
No, I wasn't. But I just don't know why I got that. I don't know what come over me, but I'm glad it did, because that is what molded me then until now. Because it's not everyone where they get this news something that they're gonna just grab. It is devastating.
Yeah.
I cried. All I did was just cried. I sat and I cried for days. I cried for days. If I coma here and a strong year followed, I said, oh my God, me go dead. Because that's what they tell you. That is something that kills.
Yeah.
You know, and I cried.
Let me just
I cried every day.
let me bring everybody up to speed for us folks that just came in here. Guys, we're speaking with Joan. Joan is from Jamaica, and I mean she basically had to go on a program, and while going through the program she had to get a full medical exam before she go on the program. Of course she went and she did the medical exam, not even knowing, I mean, feeling great, not feeling like she had any kind of anything at all. She got this paper, she took it in. In a nutshell, they revealed to her that she is HIV positive. And in any case, I mean, anybody, this is like, okay, well, I'm not even, I don't, you know, most people would think, like, what the hell? Like, how did I catch this thing? What do I do? Am I gonna die tomorrow? Did you even know what HIV was, and your life, and you know, did you even know anything about it in any detail?
All I did in any details is just that, like what we hear on the news, or sometimes you see they come for some people in, like, they have on this full white thing, cover their head to their foot when they're coming for somebody, and you say, you know, so the people don't, somebody got AIDS. I'm gonna say, AIDS? And I say, yeah, you don't know her name? Some say, no. Then say, yeah, man, or something when you get it, when you get it, you come down skinny, and you're full of sore. That's all. That's the only news I had about AIDS. That's what everybody used to call it, the big thing, AIDS.
Yeah, the big A.
So nobody never, right. Everybody does say AIDS. So when you say them come for you, that you have. You say, when them come for you? She said, yes. They put on some, it's like when you're watching some people are going to look at them beads, and they put on this big white thing with the mesh over their face.
Yeah.
That's how they used to come for it. That's how they used to come for the people.
And
so that's the only thing I know about it.
Did you know that the difference between AIDS and HIV?
No, because I wasn't educated on it. No, I didn't know what's the difference. So when I was diagnosed, going to the clinic, I expect them to sit down and, you know, ask somebody to counsel me. All they did was run more testing, send me to the doctor. The doctor said, well, then we're going to have to do a viral load or a CD4 count. And based on your viral load or your CD4 count, we will give you meds. And then they go back and say to me that the moment you go on the meds, you can't come off. You have to be on it for the rest of your life, because if you come off of that meds, you're going to die. That's all they tell me. Nothing more. I said, okay, then I will go home and think about it, and then I will come back. So I just came home and tell my mom. You know, I went back 2 weeks after. I started to question the doctor, and he told me the same thing. You just have to take the medication. I said, I have to take the medication. Why? Why do I have to? To keep the virus under control, that you don't develop full-blown AIDS.
You know, one thing that I, you know, about the Caribbean, sometimes I have to really say, boy, they do, from the stories that I'm hearing from how people are given this diagnosis, you know, it is sad that they don't provide more counseling to people, you know.
Exactly.
You know, and it's just like they're telling you that you're gonna die. And they just put it on you like this, and they don't give you no time. They don't know, like, people pass out when they hear stuff like that. High blood pressure and all kind of stuff like that. You don't prepare for it.
Because you're not prepared. Your mindset is not prepared. So this is what I tell everyone. I have to build up my own encouragement and my own, by start doing little basic things one at a time. I said, Lord, I know that we didn't come here to stay forever, and there comes a time when we have to come out of this world. But I'm asking you, God, don't let this thing kill me. I want to live, to see that, to let people know that they can live regardless of what it is. Because when I started to see, it's says it affects your immune system. I said, all right then. So that means that if I keep my immune system under control, it is less for me to be sick.
Right.
So that is what I started to. And I realized that your fruits and your vegetables and a lot of water, because most people don't drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
So I start doing.
There's a lot more to it, but
that.
we have some folks in the chat room there asking some questions. I'm going to throw it at you.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
you contracted it from your husband, right?
Yeah.
What was the relationship like with you and your husband? Was he a promiscuous guy? What happened there?
He ended up being very promiscuous because I was just wifey home, wash, cook, clean. We go occasionally. So when I found out, and they told me that I must bring my husband and my son. My son was just 1 year, a couple of months at the time. And I did that. So when they did the test on both of them, and I went back for the result, they say there's good news and there's bad news. I said I want the good news first. So the good news is that my son is okay.
Right.
But the bad news is the husband wasn't.
Oh Lord.
So I took my son and I went out and sit down. And I waited until he got through. So when he came home, I turned to him and I said, "How did this happen?" And he just hung down his head and didn't say anything to me. That's it. Well, as the Bible said that when you become a couple, you become one, and it said to sickness and health to death those parts.
Yeah.
So I stuck in it until he died. But I told him that this is not going to kill me.
So hold up. So he, I know he later passed away, as you just said.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
okay, so his reaction, did he come out and say, "Okay, well, this is what happened," you know? Did he explain anything?
Bed, when he was on his dietbed.
What did he say? What did he say on his dietbed?
His family thought I was the one who gave him that virus.
Oh.
Because, I adore his wife. I only had one child for him. So I had kids before.
Right.
Right? So on his dying bed, he told them, no, my wife didn't give it to me.
Wow.
He got it from a schoolgirl.
So he got it from a schoolgirl?
Yeah. That's what he said. From a schoolgirl.
What? And for his whole... Go ahead.
But what hurt me most of all,
Uh-huh.
you don't know what is wrong with you. And a lot of people, we don't study we don't observe our body and realize changes that go through it. Because when I realized that he was coughing a lot,
Uh-huh.
I said, why are you coughing so? I never hear of you having this terrible cough before. And he was saying like it's a change of climate or something. And when he did, even the point in time when he found out that he is positive,
Uh-huh.
he's still going around having unprotected sex with other women.
What?
Yes. Yes, he did. You know.
So he infected. He got it from this little schoolgirl.
Mhm.
He infected you. He still didn't stop. He continued to spread it all over the place.
Exactly. But continue. Continued. And that hurt me more than anything else.
Did you make people aware? Did you sound the alarm to let people know that, yo, he's a danger.
The thing is, what he did when he realized that he started to lose a lot of weight. He started to stay away. He don't come around me anymore. So I'm mostly by myself. So he's at his parents' house. Right? So because he's getting thinner, the skin starts to break out in sores, so it's gonna be more visible now.
Right.
Before it reached that stage, he was fat and looking good. Right. But it's when it starts to deteriorate now, that's when he starts to withdraw.
Yeah, but at the time, okay, so let me, for the folks that's watching, let me put everything into perspective, right? If you didn't know, now, AIDS, which is the acquired immune deficiency syndrome, don't get developed until about 10 years, probably about 10 years after you acquire the HIV. So after you catch HIV, right? Within that time frame with left untreated for a lengthy period of time, you develop all sorts of different ailments, and sometimes you die from pneumonia or common cold, or you die from all of this cancer, all this other stuff. He left untreated. So he never treated it. Did you talk to him about, you could take medicine for this? Did you try to help him in any way, or counsel him, or tell him?
Because when I found out and I started to go to the clinic, right, I continue every time with my follow-up. He didn't go back. And I'm asking him, how did you expect to get better if you are not taking meds?
Yeah. What did he say?
And he said, man. That's it. But guess what? I said, okay then, man, you've already given me what I have. I am not going to allow you to let me think less of me and then sit down and diminish myself. So here what? If you don't want to go to the doctor, that is your business. I know I am going to take care of me.
So he just didn't want to go to the doctor. He was fine just letting it.
Yes. He just left it as it is. He didn't want to go.
And at the same time, he's sleeping around with other people.
Exactly. And up to this day, it hurts me to the core. So when people knowing that they are positive and not telling anyone and going unprotected, me just be saying that for just one and just hate them left, right, and center. You know something unintentionally do it. When you don't know, it's a different scenario. But you know that you are positive and going unprotected to somebody. Come on. And I think that is why HIV will never stop reach. It will always be climbing because people are still having unprotected sex. And I tell myself that, yes, I am HIV positive. I know I'm undetectable now. I am not going to let no one reinfect me. So if it's sex, I'm not going to get it out of space because sex makes what happen. We need to start to love us, love ourselves. And as we love ourselves, we get to love others. Because what you don't want for yourself, you're not going to pass it on to somebody else. Think about you, how you feel. There's the same person that can feel that's the same. You understand? And these young people, they want them bareback and man to go skin to skin. Come on. It's not a joke thing. They need to start to take control of themselves, love themselves.
Yeah.
And when you love yourself, that is how you're going to deal with things.
Let me ask you a question. You're in Jamaica. I mean, it's still a small population of people. About how much people do you think that he possibly might have had sexual relations with after you?
I can count for the few that I know or I'm aware of. 1, 2, 3, no, 5.
5? Are you serious?
Yeah. A serious 5.
He
5.
infected 5 other people?
Yes, and there was this woman, and she's not a Jamaican. She was American. So she come down, light him off, and she was one of them. She went back, so I don't know if she had somebody upon who she carried out to give. Yeah, he did.
Jesus Christ.
You know, I'm telling you, it is so sad, you know, and people need to start to look at this, not just from a HIV perspective point of view, a point of view of a self-control thing. We are not thinking of looking down the road, and because it's not everybody when them get the virus look the way they're supposed to look. Some people, because of their system, they break down in no time. Some not. Some even the meds have a lot of side effects on most people. Some people that belly big, so them have this uncle neck back. So you know, come on, we want to look like that. We want to look the normal we are always supposed to look. Because when they told me that I can't come off my meds, which I did for 1 year, to be honest.
Yeah, we go talk about that. I heard that. I heard about that episode.
Yes. Yeah, I come off of my meds for 1 year. But the reason why I came off my meds for 1 year is because when I was sick, my brain was shut down for 1 year. I didn't know myself.
Yeah.
So it was this medical. My mom know this gentleman who's an herbalist. So he came to me and he said, "Yes, I know that you are positive." So he used my foot bottom, and with each time that he touched a spot, he's telling me this is my heart, my stomach, or whatever it is that he's touching. So when he touched it, it said, "Tell me if you feel any pain." Everything else that which was only my stomach. When he said, "Okay, then this is your stomach," that is when I felt a pain. And then he said, "All right then," and he gave me something to drink. And what he gave me to drink sent me to the bathroom. So apparently, what came out, wasn't nice at all. Very obnoxious. And then he gave me some medicine and said I must take that medicine for 1 year. So for 1 year, I was off my meds, only taking what he gave to me.
Right.
And as soon as I finished, he said, "I'll just let him know when I'm finished." And I did, and he said, "Okay, then you can go back on your meds now."
Right.
The only thing is that, remember, you know, the pills keep the virus under control, right? So his medicine is not to keep the virus under control, but in this interim, his medicine was still making me look goddamn good. But the virus was still replicating inside of me, because when I went back, I wasn't undetectable anymore.
Right.
So I had to start back all over on their meds till I come back undetectable again. But at the end of the day, when they said that, because my CD4 count never dropped, I never got down to 100 where my viral load is. It was at the viral that the virus does replicate, but at one point in time, the doctor told me that if my CD4 reach 100, that is when I'm going to start to develop full-blown AIDS.
Yes.
And I remember my CD4 went down to 100, and I still never developed that.
Right.
So,
I wanna touch on the year that you didn't take the medication, right? But I wanna close it off with your husband. So he later passed away. He later died from it, right?
Yeah.
What happened to the other 5? Well, you said one went back to the United States. What happened to the other 4 ladies that he infected?
I don't have a clue, because I've never met them back again. I've never seen them. One of the young lady, I think she moved out of the community where I was living in. There was this other one. She went to England. I don't know what transpired with her, but the rest, I have no knowledge of what happened. I don't know if they even still here, because I'm not seeing them. I remember seeing one other time. I just said, "Wow, you look so good," and I said, "That's the way I'm supposed to look."
Yeah, you know what? I want people to understand this, right? I want people to understand this, and let me put this thing into perspective here. You see how she just said that the person, so they came down to Jamaica, they met him, she left, and she went back to Canada or wherever she came from. Unknowing to her, she probably go to Canada. She's probably just came down to Jamaica or the Caribbean just to have a fun house, still I got a groove back kind of thing. She probably have a husband
Okay.
or a boyfriend back in
Right.
Canada, whatever. Then she infects
Mm-hmm.
her husband, unknowing to him.
Uh,
Now
and knowing to him.
you have a situation there. The other four individuals
Mm-hmm.
who go, one to England, one to the United States, probably one even go to
Mm-hmm.
the Caribbean island. Unknowing to them, they go back there and
Unknowing to them.
and it's spread. And this is one reason why the Caribbean region right now, believe it or not, guys, in Grenada, in St. Vincent, in Antigua, the HIV rate is high as sky.
Hi.
High.
Sky.
Because a lot of people, they some of them, some people don't even know. Some people don't even know that they have HIV. And that is why it keeps populating and more people getting infected and infected and infected. Because there's some HIV murderers out there. There's some people out there that is just going around and having sex with people and they know they have HIV.
Exactly. And having unprotected sex. You know, that they're using condoms, you know. Because they're not. Most of them are not doing that. The thing is, what they need to understand is not that they can't have sex, but protect yourself and protect the other person as well. Because remember, you don't want to be yourself tested. So regardless of the fact that you might not have the sign or the symptoms, go and get tested to know that you are free from it for that time, because you can get tested now and 6 months time you still do have it, because you say you have a window period in which you got to do that test. Because this is a virus that can live in your system for as long as ever and don't show up. That is how sneaking it is. So, you know, get yourself tested. If you're going to decide to go unprotected with someone, go back and get him tested too, and make sure that everything is safe before you start to go there.
Yeah.
Because trust me, it's not a nice road.
Yeah.
It is not a nice road, because what we as women, especially women, need to remember that when you get the virus is there. But the other things that you contract with it, it's very devastating. You end up having cervical cancer. You're getting up all kind of different things that your body is not used to, because remember, you know, the cells are not there to fight nothing anymore.
Right.
And because not knowing, your body is not getting treated, you're not properly taking care of yourself. Taking meds is one, but you got to take care of yourself too. The meds alone is not just it. You understand? You have to know that whatever you're doing, you're eating properly, just like you can just forget about the HIV and think about life.
Yeah.
And take care of you. Because if you don't do that, a lot of people are admits and they still die. Because guess what? They worry every day. Them smoke, them drink them rum. And I tell people that I drink a glass of wine when I'm ready, and I drink a little rum when I'm ready, but it's not a practice.
Right.
Occasionally.
Right.
It's occasionally, and I say, all right. But you can know that you're on something, and every day you're going to be on something else that is much stronger. It is not going to allow the meds to do what it's supposed to do. And I remember this guy on Facebook was telling me that he's on his meds, and every time that he texts it drops. I said, did you tell your doctor? He said, no. I said, guy, come on. It is your health. Let him know when you take the meds what happened to you. That probably if that doesn't work for you, he can find something that does.
Yeah.
So he asked me if when I take my meds, if I throw up. I said, to be honest, the first time I did, because it was my mind, I told myself that I didn't want it. So I bring it up. And at the time I was taking 10 pills.
Wow.
But I sat down and I told myself, all right then, here what? I said, I don't have to take it. I'm going to start taking like vitamins. So I prepare some meal, especially like a steamed carrot or cabbage or whatever it may be, but you know, they're ground provision food. And so I swallow the pill and I take some juice. Till eventually everything went down.
Yeah, you make it up in your food. You stick it inside the piece of chicken, you stick it in the chicken and you eat it.
Yeah, and I eat till it becomes the norm.
Right. I get you.
Yeah.
But hold on, you say you take 10 pills?
When I just started, that was 10. When I just started, it was that.
Wow.
It was boy, and then it's a big and ugly. My God, if you let me never choke. But now I only take 2 meds. 2 pills I take now, and that's it. 2 no more.
How
I take
expensive?
600 milligrams.
How expensive is it to care for yourself living with HIV in the Caribbean?
The honest truth, if I didn't have support from my family, I couldn't take care of myself.
Wow.
To be honest with you.
So it's a high financial burden. It's a high financial burden.
It's an high financial burden, right? Because I remember when I start taking meds, it's not like now when you have USAID and you have other sectors who are coming in now. They get money like from the world, this USAID. What happened is when I just started meds was expensive. The first time I went to the place and asked how much for the meds, it was $40,000. I nearly killed me. I said, Jesus Christ, it's that cheap me dead. Because I wasn't working to find 40 grand.
40,000, that's 40,000 Jamaican dollars.
Right.
Right.
Right. And I said, Jesus have mercy, what am I going to do? And I started to cry. And the lady in the pharmacy where I went with, that time it was the brand name drugs. So she said to me, she's going to send me where I can get the generic drugs. So there are 2 different types of drugs. And she sent me to LASCO. So that's when I went to LASCO. I explained my ordeal to them because I didn't have a job.
Right.
And I have to take my meds, and the pharmacist, the lady in there, they come together and I get that. So I got the first one okay without for anything, but eventually, I will have to start coming with something. So I try my best to every time that I'm going to go with something to pay for my meds.
Wow. And let me tell you, the meds is a difference between life and death. That's pretty much draw the line. If you unable to take, if you don't take your medication, that's what doctors are saying. If you don't take your medication, then your viral load becomes very low, and then your immune system or your white blood cells cannot fight off, and then you get full blown AIDS, which then you catch all sorts of different whatever else that affects you. So the difference is life and death. That is what it is. If you're not able to take your medication, there are some countries that offers assistance to persons, but at the same time, it's expensive. No matter where, even in the US here, it is an expense. It's a cost. Right.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So I want to also talk about now. You told me in the pre-interview that you became crazy at one point. You became like. Your mind, you just lost it. What happened?
Yeah. Well, okay, I was going out. I normally work like 7 days, Sunday to Sunday. So I was going to work one Sunday. It was supposed to be we were going to repack the shelves because they had stock taken. So when I went to work that day, I realized I couldn't see the sun. It was bright, but it looked dark to me. So I keep asking everybody, why is outside so dark? And I'm saying, you're getting crazy or something. Outside in the dark, look at the sun boiling hot. But I said, I'm not seeing anything that is bright. I'm seeing darkness. Anyway, I still went to work, and I went to go and purchase some orange juice because I feel like I wanted some orange juice. So when I went to buy the orange juice, I realized my speech changed. I started to talk like I have an accent.
Like what?
So everybody start look at me. I can't even recall it so, but it sounds, it's not like I'm speaking now. It's just totally different. Like I'm a born British or American people. That's how I sound.
Wow.
So my friend said, are you okay? I said, yes, sir. And I said, no, man, John, something right with you. But anyway, I went on, and then when I came home, when I did my job, and I came home, I realized that I break down and start crying. So, and my sister was asking me what was wrong. And I said, I don't know. Do you see something wrong with me? She said, Mr. I cry going for. So that is where it started. I started from the crying, and then now I started to get upset by, pulling up everything. And she said, no, man, this is not you. And that's all I remember. Nothing else after that. Nothing else after that. My sister said it has been 1 year that my brain was totally gone. I couldn't help myself. I couldn't bathe myself. I couldn't feed myself. There was nothing that I could do for me. My son has to bathe me. I wasn't helpful in no area whatsoever. So I was locked in my room. Locked in my room. I don't want no light because I don't want you to see the darkness. So they allow me to be by myself. When already I would turn the furniture of them upside down inside there. Because my eyes are always closed. I figure more or less like I'm in a tight spot and can't come out. But because the door was locked and I couldn't get out, I was trying to find means ways of coming out. But they always keep on saying I'm talking to someone, but I don't know what I'm talking to. But I could hear voices in my head, to be honest with you. Like I remember at one point in time, the voices were telling me to come out and meet them up the road. And I jumped through the window and went up the road from 10 o'clock in the day right back to 12 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Because I'm waiting on the person to come for me.
So evident. So you just, what people in the Caribbean go say, you just came like a crazy woman.
Exactly. A crazy woman.
Wow.
Very crazy. So that is when my sister had to take me to the hospital. So I had to get restrained and be on meds. At one point in time, she said I was taking Tegretol away from my meds what I had before. And I had to do a thing they call acupuncture. So they fold me like a baby to take the sinews off my spine. So they were doing tests, running tests on top of tests because they could not tell what was really wrong with me. You understand? So till they eventually say I had encephalitis of the brain. No, it wasn't being treated, and no one knew where it went, so it's not there anymore.
Wow.
But as I said, it's God's grace that kept me. And I had a neighbor who said when she come to look for me, she had to feed me with the orange. Because not even the orange I could bowl.
Wow.
So basically, my nerves were gone. Everything was gone.
Guys,
everything.
let me just say
But
this here.
I wish I had that. I wish I had.
Yeah, let me just say this here to the people that's watching and the people who will watch this story again. Guys, this is such a very important story. This is such a very, very important story because mostly everybody who watching this program could associate with you because you are from where we're from. You speak like us, you look like us, so there's no difference. Meaning that if it could catch you, it could catch me. If you've been through it, it could happen to me. It's not somebody like I had stories before where we're speaking to someone, from all over the world and in Europe and Canada, and not to say that it's far, right? But what I'm saying is we have a Caribbean person right now who's talking to us, sharing her story, how she got infected with HIV, and how she lived her life and the things that happened to her. I hope, right, that we all could learn from it, from her experience, right? I hope this hit home, like, yo, shoot, damn. This hit home. This story really hit home. I hope it hit home for a lot of us. I really hope it hit home for a lot of us. The expenses, the life changing, the medication, still being stigmatized, and it's I just hope people are paying attention. But so eventually, Joan, you got out. You got back. You got over the illness. And you start back taking your medication again. How has it been? How is life now for you?
Tremendous. Because even when after getting ill and at the first stage of getting back on track, and when I found out that I was admitted to the hospital and I didn't know myself, I said, I have to share my story. Because when my family told me, I said, no, my sister didn't want me to do it. But I said, listen, people have to know sometimes. You do not know who life you can impact on,
Yeah.
Because if you have been through that and you're still here by the grace of God, you can inspire someone else. So that is why I tell everybody, I don't use HIV as immune efficiency virus. My HIV is hope, inspire vision. That is HIV for me.
Hope.
So you got to have hope.
Inspire vision.
Vision. Yes, that is HIV to me. Right?
Yeah.
I don't see HIV as to say, well, then, yes, that I did know. HIV is living for me because I know I can live. Think positive.
Yeah.
Be positive.
Yes.
Act positive. Don't be positive with what is there. Be positive with life. What can I do in life to make I stand out and be, affirmative to some other people? Because there are other, not only you, but younger ones, not only adults, babies. There are homes where there are children who is positive, who their dreams are shattered before it even begins.
Yes. Yes.
You understand? How do you impact on their life that they know that they still have a chance of living? And you don't want to tell people say because they are positive they can't have family, because they can do have families. The life does go on just the same. It's not the end of the road, but it's just the mindset that what do I do to stand out and don't think about, because remember, it said virus. It never said disease. And if it's a virus, it can damn well control.
Yeah.
So you control it, don't let it control you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
Anything that near virus can be controlled. That is what people need to understand. Disease is something will kill you. It's not a disease. It is a virus. Fight that virus. So you got to be strong, mind, body, and soul. Has to be there to tell yourself, say, I am not going to let this. If address it, they say, John man catch off a straw. That simple means, even when you're going down, you're still going to try to carry your head up that you can get a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
So do not let your circumstances define who you are. Tell yourself, the boy, if this me done. Me don't tell everybody, say, me now make it kill me. Right? A mother of 7, 4 girls, 3 boys. My eldest child is 42 years old. And my youngest is 22. So I start having kids very early. I am, and I quote unquote, 68 years old. I'm proud of myself. I am not going to let nothing define me from becoming. Because I tell everybody this, what I didn't accomplish then, I'm going to try my best to accomplish it now.
Yes.
Because it doesn't stop you from further yourself or do what you want to do. Find people who are thinking positively, who are moving in the direction that you want to go, who will build up your mind and your hopes, so well then, this is who I want to be. Don't HIV as immune efficiency virus. Look on it as it can be another way. Help individuals as they go along. Help, each one help one, each one reach one.
Yeah.
Take out the virus, the human virus thing, and put it in a different circle.
Right.
And move your life around that circle.
So in other words, don't
let
HIV make you. You are not HIV.
No.
HIV is not you.
No, I am not.
I think you did exactly what I know you would have done on the program today. You really inspired and uplift a lot of people's spirit. You're smiling, you're happy, you're not down and crying. I mean, anybody would think like, yo, this is terrible, I'm gonna die. No, you are living and you're smiling, you're 68, you have life, your whole life ahead of you. And that's great.
My whole life is ahead of me.
I like that.
I'm not gonna let that let me become stagnant. A stagnant water doesn't move,
Yeah.
It stays there till it becomes fumigated. Then we gotta flow like the river. Flows and let everything, just think positive. But in everything that we do, we got to give the Heavenly Father His praise, because without Him, where would we be?
Yeah.
You know, take things one day at a time. And remember, I don't want anyone to feel like I don't have down moments. I do have down moments. I
Right.
do have moments when I'm so sad. But then again, it don't take me long to rise up back again.
Right.
I am very determined in a sense. I don't easily give up. If I've tried something, I'm not going to stop until it succeeds.
Yeah.
But it's not everything you're going to really reach out for, because it's not, some things will sink you. You got to, take your time and paddle the water like a puppy. It's a puppy getting in the water and taking time.
Yes.
Or when you
Yes.
see sure or quick in moving foot, you just take your time and do what you have to do. But in doing it, give the Heavenly Father all the praise that He deserves. Because without Him, where would we be today? He is our maker. Lord, teach me as I go along. Guide me my steps daily. Right? My dream, my hope is that I would love to travel the world and be a voice for all PLHIVs, to stand out boldly for them no matter where in the world I want to go. Because
Yes.
I am not afraid of what I have. And I will never, ever be afraid of what I have. Because I ain't got nothing. I have life.
Yes. That's
And I'm
most important.
willing
That's most
to-
important. Most important.
Huh?
I say that's most
That's the most
important.
important thing.
Yes.
Yeah, life. And what I want people to know that here the amount of meds you take and the amount of food that you're eating, you got to have love. Love is the medicine. It heals all wounds. But then you got to love yourself.
Yes.
Love yourself. Treat yourself like you would, as I tell you before, like the plants. That's how I see life. Because when you're going to plant, you got to mold up the ground and you plant your seed. But you got to nurture that seed in order for it to come to perfection. That's the same thing with your life. You got to nurture you. Because
Yes.
when the plant comes up and it starts to bloom, isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
So that is you. That is your life. So like it blooms. So if you try something and it didn't work, try something else. Never stop trying. So as for those who are on meds and probably sometimes it makes them sick, let the doctor take you off of that and put you on something else, and never stop until you get something that works for you.
Yeah.
And there must be something that works for you.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Absolutely.
And start to think positively and forget about it. Put it in the back of your brain till eventually it's no longer there.
Listen,
You
Joan.
know,
Listen,
find
Joan.
things to
You
motivate you.
you are such. You. I need like a whole 5 hours with you to chat, because I it. I like your spirit. I like your vibe, and you're reaching a lot of people. A lot of people are gonna watch this program and take away like, oh, Joan really inspired me. Um, we have about 5 minutes left here, Joan. I want you to just take a little time and to speak directly into the camera to people who's watching right now, and just give them drop some gem on them, drop some information quickly on them on protecting yourself and living your better life. I'll put you up on full screen. Go ahead and talk to the audience.
What I would love for all, not only PLHIVs, but for everybody, because our life depends on us, is just to love you, that you can love others, but you have to first love yourself. Be grateful that you're here, because some people don't. There are people out there who doesn't have hands and feet. They don't have certain things or certain privilege to do certain things. But in life, be grateful for what you have. Being positive being HIV, and I'm going to say no positive. Positive is how you think. But being HIV is not the end of the world, right? It's the beginning of something new. So this happens to me. What do I do to impact on my life and to make my life better? I just want each and every one of us to say, okay, well then, this is something new, but how do I deal with it? I'm going to deal with it the best way I know I can, by taking my meds, eating properly, live, love, and enjoy life to the fullest.
Yes.
Do all the things that you have never done in your life before. But love you, and be you. And always smile, because it makes every muscle in your life much more easier when you smile.
And you're right, because when you smile, it's so easier to smile than to angry. Because when you smile, just a nice and pleasant smile, When you're angry, you have to twist up your face, bend up your eye, and twist up and twitch up your nose, and
It makes everything. It makes everything on you go bad. And when you smile, and when you're happy, your blood flows more better.
yes,
A lot more better.
yes,
Oh my,
so
just
true,
smile.
so true, so
Because
true.
life is beautiful. It is. Even when you're dying, you smile.
Yes, it's
Because you
amazing.
smile and say, God, I thank you for the days that you allow me to be on the face of this earth. You still have to smile.